Ladies and gentlemen, this is Salamancer bringing you some Highlander coverage. We've got from the UGC Summer League, a tin team versus the magical, frolicking unicorns. This was, in fact, a pretty intense game, or so I was told. I have not seen it yet. I don't know what the outcome was. Didn't spoil it for myself, so going to be a lot of fun to watch. The game is on Upward payload race, or not payload race. I'm sorry, it's a payload map. And we're just waiting to see what happens. Looks like Tin Team is going to be on offense first, while MFU is going to be on defense, and that's what I'm going to call them from now on. I do believe Tin versus MFU. So now you know, when I start spouting acronyms at you, you'll know what they mean. So we've got some decent sticky traps getting set up here already from MFU, and that's going to be Dunce I Am. Let's go down the rosters real quick. We've got PBiz on, and this is for Tin Team, we've got PBiz on Medic, Dynamic on the Soldier, the Contra code for Scout, I think it's Contra, Konami code maybe. Armageddon is on Heavy. I've seen him on Soldier in the past. Oh no, maybe he is their Heavy. Monkey 66 on Demo Man, Harkinian on Engineer, Lagshot on Sniper, the Mendez on Spy, and fixed a rare startup crash, which is going to be Dino on the Pyro. So let's check out what Lagshot does here real quick, and I think his name is actually Boom Headshot, but he does like to change it a lot. Nonetheless, we're going to see if he can't get some decent picks. Looks like not yet. There is a Spy coming up here, but he does get picked off there, so it looks like the Heavy is going to live to fight that Sentry. That's what he wants to do. But no, sir, actually a huge headshot going down. There's been a lot of action going on. Armageddon is the last one to go down recently. Looks like a lot of Heavy classes actually still up for Tin Team. They've managed to knock out the Spy and the Scout, but everybody else basically for MFU is still up right now, which of course means they get to sit back and defend that cart for quite a while. This is on stopwatch mode, so whoever gets the most points the fastest, it wins. And that's the best way I know how to explain it in a very short amount of time. Nice teleporter placement there. It's not going to go down anytime soon. Looks like we do have Monkey 66 getting the Uber here, so he does manage to knock down the Sentry location. They do have to fall back without a lot of kills from that Uber, but of course they've managed to make the enemy pop theirs as well. And they do have great positioning here. So it looks like they are going to get forward. Monkey 66 trying to go big, get some kills, but it's not meant to be quite yet. Now we've got a really, really good Spy pick there, though. Looks like Mendez going pretty big on the Spy, and I've seen Mendez before a lot, so big shout-outs to you, bro. So PBiz sitting back here trying to make sure his team stays alive, hiding from a potential sniper, I guess, but the sniper's actually down right now. Oh, healing the Spy, though. No, good! And so PBiz goes down to a Spy. That's never a fun thing to do. Looks like we've got that teleporter still up for Red Team, so actually this is really intense here. They want to knock that teleporter down. They at least have managed to not let the Sentry go up, but MFU is doing a really good job on defense here. Meanwhile, though, this mini-sentry is doing a pretty good job of zoning out MFU, so they can't push very far forward. Not that they want to. They want the enemy to come to them. Of course, the longer it takes for the blue team to walk over here, every time they die, that's just that much longer that they're on respawn and trying to get to the front lines. Now, we've got Heavy Medic coming up over here. Looks like we may get a backstab going on, but I think they see what's going on here. No backstab for you. He tried to get a headshot. But meanwhile, the cart did get pushed forward by our Scout over here, and that's going to be Konami code right there. It does get taken down, but he did manage to push that cart quite a ways forward. So, got the first cap in 1:55, and that's a pretty okay time for Upward. Upward is an extremely turtle-heavy map for the first and last points, especially. So, looking like we've got more teleporters going on. 007 sitting over here for MFU doing some heavy work, and looks like he really wants to get after PBiz there. Not going to take him out, and does get knocked down himself by some well-placed stickies from Monkey 66. He is a very good demo man. Got FaZe here doing everything he can here to see if he can't get a pick. Let's see if he can get that pick. No, not yet. Meanwhile, Dino walking up here, getting to the front lines, and now finally FaZe manages to pick off PBiz. Pretty gosh darn good sniper, if I do say so myself. Now we've got our Spy over here. Let's see if we can find him, Mendez, to see what he can make happen. Spy, of course, could go really huge, or he could just get completely killed. Oh, it's too bad. He did get spotted and did get destroyed as a result. Now, we don't see any sort of serious camping going on in this tunnel right now, and sometimes it's really cool to put a sentry up in that top location in the tunnel and then have your team camp in there. You can hold it for 4 or 5 minutes sometimes, but it can be a risky maneuver, so it looks like they've decided to just go ahead and throw it back at last. Now we got Monkey sitting down here pushing the cart a little bit. There is a Spy hanging around, so he's got to be careful. Looks like we have, let's check out the defensive setup for MFU while we wait. They've got the sentry in a very standard location, but actually, this location not perfect. It can get spammed from that window up there. Looks like we're going to have actually a Spy come over here and try to take it out, but I'm not sure if I like his decloak positioning, and there we go. He just got caught by a Spy, or a Pyro, so he's going to go down. Too bad. But here we go. We've got some some pushing in here from blue team. Red team, almost everybody's up except for their spy, and they're doing a pretty good job. They've got the Uber on defense. Actually, Scout goes down to the sniper, so FaZe just showing us what he's made of. He is an extremely talented assassin sniper. P-Biz only 50% Uber right now, so it's going to take them a little while to push in. They need that Uber really to get in there and knock out the sentry gun. Looks like FaZe wants to get a pick here on Dino, doesn't quite manage to get it. Dino, meanwhile, trying to do some flare sniping of his own, and does manage to at least light that scout up on fire, so he's going to have to run back. It's always good to of course, keep the enemy from having their keep the enemy from having their info, and if the scout can get around to the side, or if you can start doing flanking, of course you don't want him to do that. So, it's a good thing. Oh, manages to smack that pyro, and that's actually a really big deal. Let's see if we can find, let's see if an Uber comes in here, because if you can knock out that pyro, yeah, and here we go. The pyro is really the only thing that could have stopped this. He could have air blasted all that away, but now that he's dead, that's actually a pretty big pick. So they managed to knock out the sentry location, and that means that despite the fact that P-Biz is down, Tin Team should be able to push in here, deal a lot of damage, and get that cart moved. Now, actually, Monkey66 just got taken out upstairs by the spy, so looks like Lightning Overhead, Fire Below is the spy's name, doing a pretty good job there of cleaning up. Armageddon going to sit down here a little bit and wait for his medic to come overheal him, which means, of course, that Red Team is probably going to be able to get that sentry back up, and they are setting it up now in a better location this time. It's going to be harder to spam it from that window. And looks like Red Team may actually want to try to own that window a little bit, but I think they're too busy just sitting back here and trying to hold this position as best as they can. So we may have, some spam coming in down from over here, just poking in right now. Scout doing that. That's Konami. We've got the Demo Man. This is where he wants to be. He wants to spam down from here as much as possible, but looks like he could get a lot of damage put on real fast. So good back out there. I like that. Meanwhile, we have MFU sitting over here with a very, very well defended position. They've got the pyro hanging out here, so the spy is going to have a lot of difficulty getting in and trying to knock out that sentry. Now the sentry is actually highly damaged, and it looks like the engineer, which is Miss Awesome, is down. Is that the name, Miss Awesome? Miss Awesome Fail. My bad, Miss Awesome Fail. So that's a different person than the Miss Awesome of Fragnetic Gaming. So Miss Awesome Fail was down for a little bit, now back up, probably going to get that sentry repaired. So looks like Tin Team is going to have their work cut out for them. This is going to take a very, very long time if they can even manage to get the cart pushed to this second point. So here we go. We've got Lightning Overhead, Fire Below. We're going to see if he can't make a big kill here, because if he can stop that. Looks like the teleporter goes down. If he can stop this push, that's what he wants to do. But looks like he gets caught. Could go ahead and activate the Dead Ringer. Meanwhile, the Ubers are activated. Looks like Sniper, or the Sentry, went down once again. And this time, 5 down so far, almost 6. Oh, and that is huge. Dino gets, Dino knocks, let's see. Who even is that? They're heavy. 007 knocks him straight off the edge with the air blast. That was a really big pick there. So basically everybody down now for MFU. Defending this next point can be pretty tough if you don't already own the high ground, and it looks like Tin Team knows this. They want to send their scout up just to try to harass the high ground as much as possible. They are setting up a sentry outside, so that's actually a really good position right there. It's going to be able to stop a Tin Team from really wandering around wherever they want up here, and of course that means if they can hold the high ground, it's going to be difficult to push this cart up there. Look at that, we've already got some sticky spam coming in from Dunce I Am, knocking out Harkinian, and wow, Dunce really far forward here. I'm not sure if I like that play. He's going to get pushed off there, so wow, excellent job there once again by Dino, pushing him off, doing a great job of just using and abusing the mechanic of Air Blast on this upward map. That's you know, if you're a Pyro, that's exactly the kind of map that you like, having lots of ledges to push enemy off of. So 2-3 down now, and actually it's all 3 of the high damage classes are down for MFU. That could be really bad. That means that it looks like there's going to be a lot of cart pushing going on here. Pretty much uncontested. Now the Wrangled Sentry, this is what's really going to cause them problems. They cannot push this cart too high here because of that Sentry. Now if they can knock out the Engineer with a snipe, or if they can just come in here with an Uber or something like that, they should be able to take it out. Nonetheless, right now doing a pretty good job of, well, shooting at a wall. So, not great. Looks like we have, okay, finally the Sniper gets knocked out. He was pushing that cart pretty far up there though, so that's going to be good for Tin Team as long as they can keep it up. And Dino looks like he wants to continue pushing. Now, they are not being very together right now. They're not especially well coordinated pushing this up. So they are pushing, but here we go. We've got more coordination now. They've got their damage classes sitting over to the side, and they've got some of their... there we go. Perfectly done. Because MFU was so far back, they had plenty of time to push that card on a Tin Team. So MFU really far back on their defense. I don't like this anymore. I think they really need to move this Sentry back, because once this Sentry is knocked out, and it's going to get knocked out soon, Maybe not. Once the sentry's knocked out, though, their engineer may not have time to set up the sentry in the normal location back up there before the cart gets in. We'll have to see. But it looks like P-Biz is just now starting to build up that 100% Uber, whereas meanwhile, KM Wrath already has his 100%. So, not sure if we're going to see... Oh, wow. Actually trying to get some damage on Miss Awesome Fail. Miss Awesome Fail, only 5 health left. But it looks like we are not going to see that push for a little bit while. Now, why Miss Awesome had so much damage there? Let me tell you why Awesome Fail had that damage. Because the sentry ended up shooting Miss Awesome Fail and dealing a lot of damage to her, just because that bonk scout ran up right next to her. And yes, sentries can damage yourself if you're playing as the engineer. So, looks like the engineer and sentry are both down. Monkey 66 coming in here doing as much damage as he can. He makes them pop, and it looks like the spy comes over here to clean up just a little bit. Does get taken down himself, but he's gotten a good kill on the demo man, and that's going to be really important. Of course, there's going to be no stickies, and that means that, once again, our tin team should be able to push forward here. Good spy checking here from Dino. Push forward, assault the point. So here we go. They are pushing in. Now let's see if we're going to get a sentry set up. Looks like the sentry's just now going up there on that ledge, which is exactly where they want to push it. But now P-Biz has that 100% Uber, and if he can keep it walking into here, that's what he wants to do. He wants to harass them, get in there, stop the sentry from getting taken in. But no, he actually gets headshot before he pops that Uber. That is not good at all. I wonder if Tin Team's going to manage to even get in here at this point, just because, look, the sentry is level 2 now. Going to make it very, very difficult for anybody to push in here. But Dino pulling some Metal Gear Solid stuff on us, trying to push that cart as far as possible. Now, we've got Tin Team with 8 up, MFU with only 6 right now, and their heavy is down. So, the sentry is going to be really, really important, crucial in trying to defend this push. P-Biz only at 30% Uber, but Wrath himself only around 30% as well, and he's actually a little bit behind because he's not building on people who are hurt right now. Wow, was that actually... Okay, that was a reflect. Dino actually reflected the sentry rocket from that sentry. That's great. Fun to watch. But he probably shouldn't have been in there. He's not going to be able to defend his team on the push right now, so if a spy comes up around behind, it's going to be tougher for his team to realize that. So far, nothing from the spy, but we're going to have to see what happens. Mendez wants to take the... there we go. Looks like he's finally back up now. Now let's see if Flagshot can get his hit. He's using the... Looks like he's using the Sydney Sleeper. Yes, he is. So he's just trying to Jarate some targets for his team. Whoa, excuse me, guys. And that's going to be a really good thing that he can do if he can actually land a hit. But so far, he hasn't been hitting too much. Dunsayam here doing a pretty good job of doing some spam. He's got a cute little sticky trap right there that people won't see until they walk right over it. So we'll have to see if anybody actually does walk over it. If he can pick that medic, of course, that's going to be huge. P-Biz only, once again, back down to 35% Uber, so if he did Uber, I missed it, but I don't think he did. He was probably taken out. This is not good, of course. Once again, this is going to be a very, very long capture time, which means that when it's their turn for offense, MFU is going to have a long time to try and respond and get it all the way to the last point here. If it does get to the last point, that is. I'm not even sure if it will, honestly, at this point, at this rate. There is about 5:45 left, so... Oh, look at that. Actually, looks like Mendez going huge here. May almost get it. He's going to end up getting taken out. No, he is dead ringing still, so Mendez still... with a really, really huge job done there. He managed to push it almost all the way to the end. That means it's going to take not a lot to get the thing all the way pushed in here, and it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. While the Ubers are going, Scout, oh no, very, very close, doesn't get it in there. That was extremely close once again, but it looks like they just can't quite keep the push up for long enough. Armageddon doing a really good job. Looks like the sentry gun has gone down now to a soldier. They just need to push it a little bit further, but they keep getting taken out right before they can get it up into the very end. Now, with only one man up, it's just the spy. That should be it. It's finally going to get capped here. So, Dynamic just walking in saying, guys, what was the big deal? Why couldn't you cap it? I mean, it was easy, right? It's just me and that spy. So, here we go. Looking like we're going to have defense round 1 for Tin Team, and they're going to have to, MFU is going to have a really, really long time of 12 minutes and 30 seconds here to try and cap. That's going to be very, very difficult for a Tin Team to defend. Now, there are a lot of good defensive spots, and basically you're going to spend almost all of your time trying to stop the cart from advancing to the few defensive spots on the map. Like, over here is exactly where they're going to put that sentry. Now, this is actually really exposed. I'm not sure if I like that positioning. You can actually set one up in here. You can set a sentry up over here, etc. So, while we wait...
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
While we wait, let's go over the roster for MFU. On Sniper, dominating his team right now, we've got FaZe. Lightning overhead, fire below is the Spy. KM Wrath coming in a distant 3rd place as the medic. Dunsayam on the demo man. 007 right now is playing heavy. I think I saw him playing something else earlier. Free from ComFT is playing the the soldier. I am so at a loss for words right now. I've been talking way too much. Jin on the scout. And then our engineer is going to be Miss Awesome Fail. We've seen her before. And Frility, we're just going to call him Frility, is our pyro for MFU, the Magical Frolicking Unicorn. So, it is up to MFU to get that cart to the end in under 12 minutes and 30 seconds. If they can't, that's going to mean that this round will go to a tin team. So, Monkey66 in here doing some pretty standard stuff, trying to hit as much as he can over there. Jin goes down to a Girardi shot from our sniper on tin team. Meanwhile, looks like, oh wow, that was a good attempt from the spy, but basically everybody was watching him, so not really going to get too much done there. Looks like our sentry has already gone down, and that means, wow, actually, really good air blasts there by Dino. The dispenser and the sentry went down, but the engineer stayed up, and I was gonna just write him off for sure. But it looks like he is still alive. Nonetheless, the Uber does finally come in here from MFU, and so I think they're going to get this point really quickly. Which means, of course, we saw that it took about 2 minutes for the tin team to get this. MFU is getting it in about a minute. So, not good for tin team this round. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hold off. Nonetheless, we will have to see what happens. Looks like they're actually trying to set up in the tunnel. The problem with doing this is that you need most of your team here camping. If you don't have it, and you don't have the thing set up right away, yeah, that's the kind of thing that happens. You just go down really fast to a coordinated push. So that's not what they want to do. Now, P-Biz, interestingly, running the crits Krieg right here. So this is going to be fun to watch. If they can manage to crits in against the enemy before they realize what's happening. Oh no, but he actually gets headshot once again. P-Biz just not managing to hang on to those Ubers most of this game, actually. He has been going down left and right. Maybe just a little bit too far forward there. I think it would have behooved him to just sit back and stay at their spawn, basically, because looks like so far this round is going to go pretty squarely to MFU. They're really not even having trouble pushing onto the second point, which second point, once again, is another one of those great defensive locations. Now, Dino doing a really good job there of forcing the Uber, but didn't get a lot else out of it other than that. Now, that means P-Biz is going to have just well, maybe. I thought he was going to have an advantage, but it turns out he's actually not. He wasn't healing anybody there, so that's too bad. So that's 2 points very quickly for MFU. I'm not sure if Tin Team can really throw up the defense that they need to hold on to this. We're going to have to see. So here we go. We've got Lightning overhead trying to do work as a spy. We're going to see what happens here. Can he get the pick? No, he can't! And looks like he's going to get blown right off the edge, very close to death now, and he is going to die. So there he goes. And we're going to have to see where the sentry goes up for Tin Team, because so far they are losing players left and right, and I have not seen a sentry yet. Now, of course, they may just be throwing it up in last and banking on that really strong last defense. It's a very important thing to do sometimes. You can do a really good job of it. Now, we've got Konami running in here, and let's see where he decides to go. Looks like he wanted to grab some health, and then just come back and do some flanking work, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Do a little bit of flanking. May get taken out here, but not yet. Actually doing a really good job of staying alive. So we're going to watch as MFU attempt to push the cart uphill. Not happening yet. Looks like Tin Team doing a decent job of holding upstairs. However, with that sniper, Lightning overhead and Pulse both doing a great job here of just pushing a Tin Team back, and if they don't get pushed back, they're just going to get killed. Dino trying to do the push everybody off the edge trick once again, but of course, he was getting spammed at. That just was not going to happen. So, we've got Miss Awesome Fail. Let's see where she is setting up right now. Actually, oh no, I'm sorry. Let's see where the Tin Team's engineer, Harkinian, is setting up. Very standard spot right here. You can keep this sentry well defended, but it looks like they're banking everything on an 8.5 minute last point defense, because they have not been able to put up a defense anywhere else so far. So this is really quite incredible. MFU more or less rolling their way to victory so far, and unless they have any problems, it's going to take a miracle to defend this for 9 minutes almost for a Tin Team. We'll have to see what happens, but it's going to take a miracle this round. So, even a teleporter coming up right here. That's a pretty good teleporter location if you guys didn't know. Teleport your team straight out to the front lines. We're going to have to see whether the spy manages to do anything to that. Monkey66 here found their spy, called him out, so spy shouldn't be able to do too much for blue team here. Let's see if we can find him. Probably going to get taken out real fast. No, not yet. He is still disguised. There he goes. So he was called out, and it's never a good position to be in as a spy. Looks like they are pushing in, doing a pretty decent job. Wow, big pick by FaZe, and another big pick by FaZe. Jeez, FaZe going huge here, so glad we picked his camera. Looks like he really wants that soldier. Not going to happen yet. Nonetheless, he has taken out the medic, and so that means that the Uber's coming in unopposed. Now this Wrangler here, of course, gives 75% damage reduction to this thing, but with the Engineer down, Wrangler's going to go down too. They can take this sentry out, no problem. Or is there going to be a problem? Looks like Free actually took some damage there, and now gets taken out by the Spy. So, wow, guys, this has been a very action-packed game, but it looks like with 3 down so far for Tin Team, they should not be able to hold this for another 7.5 minutes. It's, you know, it's an overhealed heavy on the cart. Looks like he may get taken out, but they've just too good positioning here for MFU. So it looks like this round is going to go to MFU unless there's some kind of super clutch defense, which it looks like there just may be. MFU not done yet. You guys still have 7 minutes, of course, but this is going to be insane. Looks like Tin Team just barely managed to hold on to that, and they've got the buff banner right now pushing people out. Mendez going big, managed to knock out 007 and face stab Wrath, just poke him down to death. So he's gotten 2 kills before he gets taken out by FaZe, no less. Now we've got Boom Lagshot making every attempt here to get some body shots here with his Jarate, his Sydney Sleeper there. And he does manage to get the Jarate on that Spy. Looks like he may have just outright killed him. We're going to have to see. Nonetheless, we've got mini sentries set up here from this awesome fail forward position, so anybody trying to walk out here to do flanks is going to be stopped. Nonetheless, I don't think Tin Team has been too interested in doing those flanks. Monkey 66, the only one who's got a really forward position here is the Demo Man. Going to have to see what he does, and the Scout as well, so my mistake. We've got a good forward position. I don't know where his sticky traps are right now. I haven't seen them. Is he watching up here for a reason? He may have knocked out a sentry gun down there, so he got out the mini sentry, but I don't see a lot of sticky traps coming from him, and he's going to want those to stop the enemy from pushing in. Now we've got a really good forward position set up here. Dino attempting to see if he can't make the medic die or something like that, but he certainly cannot, not against the entire MFU team. And MFU showing us some really good coordination here on offense. They know they want to push in all together, so they're just holding their flanks, keeping everybody ready to go until they think they want to push in. Now, FaZe is knocking out once again. Wow, FaZe with 3 kills, takes out P-Biz there, makes him drop Uber. So once again, we're going to watch Wrath Uber in. That's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for FaZe to just go huge. He Ubers in onto the cart. I can't see how Tin Team can hold this. It looks like it's going to get pushed in for sure now. So, there we go. Finally, round 1 is over, guys. And I am going to split this video into 2 parts because that was crazy. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 2 of a Tin Team versus MFU. This time, of course, a Tin Team is on defense first, and MFU is going to be on offense. They need no introduction. You should have just watched the first round already. So, we're going to see if this continues to be a good game for MFU, or if Tin Team can turn it around. We'll have to see what the coordination for Tin Teams looks like, because so far it seems like they are being too aggressive a little bit on defense sometimes, and their offense just isn't well coordinated enough to really take out those entrenched positions that the MFU has really done. But MFU nonetheless playing a really good game. We're going to have to see what they can do to really take out Tin Team, because Tin Team actually did a pretty darn good job on defense. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. And so we'll have to see if Tin Team can up their ante, or if MFU can just continue to roll their way to victory. Got looks like Jin's going to bonk out here and see if he can't distract the sentry for MFU. I like that play, so going to drink that bonk, and then there we go. Run straight out. He's looking to see if, yeah, this is really, really good for information gathering purposes at the beginning. There they go. And now he's going to try and pick off that sniper. Gets attacked, though, so he's going to have to run back. Nobody's down yet. P-Biz keeping that Uber up. And now, finally, Engineer goes down on offense, while Boom Headshot has gone down for a Tin Team. So that means they're missing their sniper. That's going to give MFU some good confidence to move forward, because, of course, their medic is no longer in danger of being one-shot killed from that headshot. They haven't even had to pop their Uber yet. They really don't want to until the very last second, so they can knock out the sentry wherever it is. Looks like the sentry is about in the same location as before, as MFU had it. So I think what happened there is Tin Team said, we like that position better, we're going to use that. Now we've got, wow, excellent headshot by FaZe. FaZe, of course, just going huge this whole game. 007 walking up here, decides to do some spy checking. It looks like he may have actually gotten a spy, not too sure. But it looks like we are getting some good forward positioning here for MFU. They are trying to knock out the sentry as much as possible, and the sentry does remain up. That, of course, means their medic is going to be protected. They get this good protected location to hold first point from. Monkey going pretty big on the stickies, doing a lot of damage. Hasn't gotten any kills yet, but of course with more damage, it means the enemy team is going to feel less confident in pushing forward. Now, they've actually Ubered the Pyro. Not entirely sure about this. Is he going to get a lot of kills? He has managed to get one. He killed Free. But so far, that's just about all he's managed to do. And he's still really far forward there. I'm not sure if I agree with that play, but looks like he's going to manage to get away from it. So nonetheless, that's good. FaZe here looking for some picks. He may have been spotted, so it looks like he may not get anything for a while there. Yeah, looks like actually there was a pause. So that's what's happening. We'll be right back after the pause. And we are back. So that pause didn't last terribly long, but I wanted to make sure we cut it out of the vid because pauses are lame, and you don't want to watch them. So Dino did end up getting taken down there. I thought he was going to get headshot, but it turns out he didn't, so that was okay for him. Looks like we had somebody on the Tin team drop. It was probably their scout, so it's not a huge deal on defense, but it looks like it was enough nonetheless for MFU to push forward and cap that first point with a time of 1 minute and 35 seconds. Not too shabby, if I say so myself. Got Mendez. We're going to see if he can't go sow some discord among the behind the lines of MFU. But it looks like he decloaked just a little bit early there and may get taken out if he's not careful. Now we've got sniping going on from Boom Lag Shot, but it looks like he really doesn't want to get those headshots. He's still running the Sydney Sleeper. So maybe his team has found that this is a really good thing. I don't know. I haven't seen the Sydney Sleeper used too much in Highlander play, though, just because getting those 150 damage headshots is so important. But we've got, nonetheless, MFU pushing out here, and they're actually pretty much all in the tunnels, which I'm not sure if I agree with. They can get spammed really hard in there, but Tin Team is not really pressing the advantage that they could have had of high ground and of everybody being bunched up. It looks like they are finally dealing some damage there. Monkey 66 getting some pretty big pills, but it's too late. Looks like now the buff banner has gone down for a Tin Team as well as the Uber, so good counter there. They managed to knock out the medic. That's KM Wrath gone down. Looks like Wrath is actually using the Vita Sauce, so he's maintaining 2% of that Uber out the gate. Not going to be a huge deal, but if he were ever taken out in his prime with 100%, he could still maintain up to 20% of that. So actually, we're going to be really important potentially later this game. P-Biz here taking some damage himself now, and he's going to have to run back, but looks like he'll be okay. And that means Tin Team, once again, going to hold this cart for a little bit longer. If they can hold it here for 5 minutes, that's going to be the game. But it looks like they probably can't. They've actually got the Engineer pushing right now. So, well done to the Engineer there. Finally gets knocked out. Miss Awesome Fail, doing a really good job of keeping that cart moving forwards. You never want it to move backwards because, of course, the closer you get to that point, the harder it is for Tin Team to defend it. Now they've got a big coordinated push coming forward once again. Looks like they're setting up on the high ground here, getting ready to push in and attack that sentry location. That is a very, very difficult sentry location to deal with, even though it's only level 2 right now. A level 3 is just a level 2 plus rockets, so not a huge deal. It's still got a lot of damage output. Now actually, P-Biz here decides to push out, and I'm not sure if I agree with this. Maybe they thought they could get the medic, but now, of course, they've given Wrath a huge Uber advantage, and Wrath is really going to like that, I do believe. FaZe gets taken out, though. Dino's going to be happy about that because FaZe has been doing a lot of damage to their team, and so, of course, the more they can do to take him out, the better. Dino probably finally going to go down here, but not before he takes... Oh, he could have almost pushed that medic off the edge. That would have been terrible for MFU. So if he had just reacted a tiny bit faster there, he might have actually made a huge play. Nonetheless, not a bad job. Going to knock out that spy, but he is dead ringing. Now an Uber comes in, and it's going to be unopposed. P-Biz only at 12% Uber there, so this is all going to go down. Looks like there's a lot of stickies on top of that. They're just waiting for the Wrangler to go down so it can get knocked out. Actually, doesn't get knocked out yet. Now it's gone down, but Miss Awesome Fail did a good job keeping that up, and so did Dino as well. Air blasting those stickies away. We've got Frank West, the spy here, who has changed his name, but is the same spy, I do believe. And Armageddon doing a really good job of dealing a lot of damage to that heavy. Does finally get taken down. Now Dynamic probably going to take some hits as well, but backs off, keeping the medic alive. P-Biz is really going to appreciate that, I believe. Now Jin's coming around here for flanks, but there's actually nothing to flank. Tin Team has pretty much given up all of the ground. Coming up to the third point, they really just want to have... Wow, here comes the crits. First time we've actually seen a Crit Krieg popped all game. Sadly, the crit rockets were too far away, couldn't really do a lot with them, and P-Biz got backstabbed by Frank West. So, no good for him. Not going to appreciate that, I'm sure. Pulse is moving forward, probably going to get some big headshots. Already killed Dino, and now he's looking to get some more as well on perhaps Monkey or perhaps our buff banner soldier. But the soldier here, pushing him back, And it's looking like he may have gotten Girardi hit as well. So the Sydney Sleeper really coming into play here as Boom Headshot, or Boom Lag Shot, he's called right now, like in the counter sniping. And he does knock out FaZe. So Boom Lag Shot keeping FaZe down. That's going to be good. Keep their team alive just a little bit longer. Now here comes the Wrangler. And actually, those stickies were not in a very good position to really knock the sentry out. So, good sentry location here from a Tin team. They've done an excellent job on defense so far. With a 4-minute 37 cap time, I think that's about the same that MFU did, if not slightly slower. But we'll have to see how the last point defense goes. Now, here's what Dino wanted to do. Again, pushing everybody off that with the air blast. They did manage to kill the Pyro over here. Spy, though, using that Dead Ringer. And the only thing he's using it for is he's just going to sit here and push the cart as much as possible. I like that play because, of course, the Dead Ringer refills very quickly while you're sitting on the cart. So you can just pull it out, take some damage, and just keep pushing the cart. And, of course, he had that heavy to help him push as well. So they got it all the way up. Looks like they're going to get it capped, no problem. Excellently done there by MFU to put the Spy on the cart like that and just push nonstop. Way to go there. Like that Spy play. Sounds like our engineer has been, in fact, headshot. Harkinian was headshot by FaZe, so FaZe doing a really good job once again of knocking a lot of crap out. Frank West goes down. Dunce, the demo man, as well, has gone down. But that sentry did stay up no longer. Miss Awesome Fail now down, but that's not going to be a huge deal. The offense really is going to be centered around Demo, Medic, Heavy, and in fact the Sniper. Pulse has been doing a really great job. So we had a Kritzkrieg popped. It forced the pop of the Uber, so if nothing else, that's going to reset the Uber here for Wrath a little bit and mean that it's going to be that much harder for them to push in. That means Tin Team will get exactly what they want. They'll get the time that they need to attack or to set up their level 3. Now here we go. We've got Mendez coming up and trying to get a good pick there, but not going to happen. So it looks like he's going to have to go hide somewhere. The Sapper does go down, so that means Mendez finally got taken out. We've got Boon Lag Shot trying to get some Girardi hits here on the enemy team, but it's just not happening right now. Not painting them up, not getting the hits. There we go. Finally gets that Heavy, and of course that's going to be a big deal. The Heavy's probably going to go down pretty fast. Takes mini crits from that. No, he did in fact manage to get away. But of course, when you're Girardi, you do take this many crits, and that's just that much worse. Now, wow, lots of damage coming out from the Kritzkrieg here, so I'm liking the P-Biz Kritzkrieg defense. Nonetheless, they are not managing to pick off the Medic very well, and so that means this time Wrath has 70, almost 80% Uber ready to push in and attack that sentry. So, Monkey66 here, let's see what he can do on defense, because of course Demo Man crucial to defense, getting the sticky set up, doing a lot of damage. Right now he's really just using the pills though. I'm kind of surprised by that I haven't seen him use stickies all that much. You'd really like to see that more out of your demo. Nonetheless, that's what's happening. So it looks like we've got, finally, the Uber push is going to come in. P-Biz kind of out of position here. He doesn't like where he is, but the first thing they want to take out with the Uber is the sentry. They can take out everything else after that sentry's down. So they've taken it out, flash it over to the Heavy briefly. Looks like a lot of Girardi coming down, so they may take a lot of damage here, but we'll have to see whether Tin Team, with only 5 up, can actually defend it. Wow, and a good backstab there, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Can they defend it? No, they can't. The cart does get pushed off there. A time of 9 minutes and 5 seconds, significantly faster than the first round cap time of a Tin Team. So it's a Tin Team's turn, and this time they're going to have a much quicker offense than they did last round if they want to win and tie the game up. So, just waiting now to see exactly what happens on defense, and we're going to have to see whether MFU uses the same sentry setup or if they use a different one. If they use the same one, of course, that means that the demo man's going to know exactly where to go, and you'd like to see sometimes the demo man get Ubered straight out of the gate just to go knock out that SalTV location and keep it harassed. Of course, the Spy can come out as well. The team here, MFU, setting up in defense, looks like the sentry has gone up at about the same location. They are keeping the Pyro back to defend it, and that's of course really important. Having the Pyro there, you get to deflect all of the rockets and stickies away, and you get to do all that spy checking that's so important. Not entirely sure what 007 here is doing with the sandwich out. It looks like he may just drop it there to give his medic a little health kit when he needs it. Or he may actually eat it and just run out there and start punching people to death. Who knows? I don't. But yeah, it looks like he's just dropped it, so his medic can have an extra health kit there. Frank West positioning. I like this. Looks like he's probably using the Cloak and Dagger. Yes, he is. But I like the positioning nonetheless. He's going to be able to drop down on top of anything that comes over here. Usually that's where you'll see like a medic push come in, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if the medic decides to walk out that way. Looks like he's not, though, actually. The medic has come out the right side. Not sure what's happening over here. Looks like a headshot going down on the heavy real fast, so he tried to do some damage, didn't do a lot. Now this is where Frank West could come into play. We're going to have to see if he hops down. Looks like he has. He wants to get that medic, but the Uber already goes down. Now Monkey66 is going to want to find that sentry, and he has found it, but with it wrangled, and with the Uber fading, he's not going to be able to do any damage to it. So really, they just need to knock out a lot of MFU right now, and they're not doing it yet. MFU's pretty much everybody's alive right now, and P-Biz only with a lot of people actually on the tin team taking a lot of damage. Good reflect there, but didn't do a lot of damage for Dino. Nonetheless, he's keeping damage off of the cart, so the more they can push it, the harder it is for MFU to get the defense up that they need. But the clock is ticking. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. And wow, there he goes, finally gets taken out, and yeah, we've got Frility just sitting over here defending the dispenser, defending the sentry. So, good defensive setup here from MFU. We're going to have to see if a tin team can really respond properly. So, looks like, of course, once again, the card getting pushed, but also getting spammed, and you don't want to take too much damage, so he's got to get off. Monkey trying to spam in here, seeing if he can't take that out, and there they go! A combination of the Demo Man and the Spy finally knocking out the Engineer, but with that Home Wrecker out, wow, what an amazing defense by the Pyro here on MFU. The Pyro, of course, being Frility, deflecting all that spam away, using the Home Wrecker on it. He kept that sentry up for a good probably 30 seconds. And you guys can check my math on that, but I mean, he basically slowed that push down by keeping that sentry up for so much longer. So Tin Team not liking that Pyro right now. Miss Awesome Fail over here looking like she may want to set up another sentry and may in fact just be able to do that. That's going to be really interesting if there we go. Okay, P-Biz did have the Uber, comes in, knocks him out. So actually this could be really good for a Tin Team if they can manage to get enough kills. Looks like the Engineer is actually going to get back and get to safety though. So that's good for MFU. That means they're going to get their sentry location up right where they want it. Lagshot doing some damage here, and it looks like they, well, I was going to say they may take that out, but actually they've just lost P-Biz, Monkey, and Dynamic, and now, wow, like 5 or 6 down all at once. That was a really huge blow to the offense of a Tin Team. Wow. Looking like they have capped that first point. Nonetheless, I think the spawn location just about the same, so it's more or less they're going to be in the same pushing position they were before. I think the teleporter is actually, no, it is, yeah, it's still up. Still up there, so wow, Monkey66 coming in, got a pretty big kill on KM Wrath there. It was a suicide kill, but he I think made KM Wrath drop Uber, so Wrath down to about 20% now, using that Vitasaw to its full effect, but he dropped an Uber, no good. That means Tin Team has an opportunity to push here. Nonetheless, 6 minutes left out of that original 9:30 for them to get to the point. And of course, remember that it was only 1:35 that it took MFU to push the card all the way to here. It's taken Tin Team 3 minutes. So it's going to have to be a really, really clutch offense for a Tin Team to be able to push this all the way to the end. We're going to have some good sticky spam here coming in from DunceIam. He wants to make sure he owns that high ground. And now actually walking in here, if he can spam this cart really well, he may be able to take out... Whoa! Manages to knock out P-Biz. DunceIam going huge. P-Biz loses that Uber, and that of course means that's going to be another full minute before they're even able to attempt to push into this sentry location. Of course, the Uber charges in about 50 seconds in a competitive environment when you're healing up the right people. So once P-Biz comes up, we're going to see him start to get those heals going on again. He will be building up, but bear in mind that a full minute wasted is a full minute off this 5-minute left clock right now, and of course it's only 5 minutes left. I am not hoping, I'm not pinning this on Tin Team to win. I would not put money on that right now. Looks like we do have some good pushing on the cart coming in here, but now we've got 007 just standing on it. Here, we could have had a really good pick there from our heavy, but it looked like he was getting a little too greedy after that medic. But if he had attacked that heavy, he would have, of course, dealt a whole lot of mini crits, could have taken him out. He does manage to take out the sniper, he takes out the Demo Man right before Pulse. The sniper manages to kill him. Konami coming in there with the bonk, not really managing to do anything with it. And now we've got P-Biz at about 80%, so soon we're going to see P-Biz push out here with an Uber. He did drop that last one, not a good position to be in. So, P-Biz, 90%. Pushing the card up. This is where they want to be. They want to push the Uber in right as soon as they get it. Wrath, of course, does have 100%, so he's sitting back here, and I think he's pretty much just going to Uber like the heavy or the Pyro in defense of the sentry. And it's looking like P-Biz isn't even quite ready to push out with that Uber yet. They don't have the positioning they need. Only 4 minutes left. Not good. Okay, so he's probably going to Uber in. Oh, wow! Another huge drop there. They actually ran the Kritzkrieg. So I was thinking they were going to do a sort of a passive defense of like an Uber on the Pyro, but wow, actually an extremely active defense. Ran in with a Kritzkrieg, made him drop. That was the most amazing Kritzkrieg timing I think I have ever seen in a Highlander game. That was huge. So I think MFU is dominating this game, and I do believe that that's going to cinch them the game. Only 3.5 minutes left. This cart is not probably even going to make it on the second point, or if it does, it's just going to be too late. So let's see. KM Wrath here, going huge with the Kritzkrieg. That was probably a really, really important kill. It's pretty much sealed the deal. So let's see if FaZe can get some good headshots here. Not quite that one, but of course with the heavy juking around like that, it's just going to happen. He looks like he was checking for a spy there too. Wow, big backstab there, and we're just going to watch the FaZe cam, I think. Bam! Never mind. He gets taken out. So well done to Boom Lag Shot. Instant kill. Wow, though. Spy here going so huge. Picking off Armageddon and Monkey 66. 007 got the kill on Harkinian. Mendez now all the way back here at spawn. Not sure what he's doing or why he's taking that teleporter, but okay. Interesting. Disguised as an enemy engineer. He's just going to walk out here and see if he can't get a pick. At this point, though, it's pretty much all... oh, look, he's actually using the same tactic here to push the cart. So maybe this is common, and I just had no idea what it was, but I like that nonetheless. But it looks like, yeah, he just didn't want to decloak there. He was going to get assaulted by that heavy. And so, yeah, really good positioning. P-Biz, once again, gets sniped down. Body shot this time, but it was a fully charged body shot. So that is pretty much just going to say goodbye to Tin Team's chances of winning this game. So, MFU, looks like they finally lost that second point, but it's too late now. Tin Team only has 2 minutes to push to the very end. So pretty much everything from here on out is gravy. And we're just going to see if we can't see some big picks. We've got this sentry still here for some reason, even though the cart got all the way pushed up. Not sure what that was about, but Dunce I Am, we're going to watch the Dunce cam for a little bit and see if he can't get some good kills with those stickies. He's going to have to wait a little bit to get healed up, but of course, actually just trying to sticky trap it now. Monkey in here doing some good spam in, getting some damage put down, but Harkinian gets headshot. FaZe finally goes down to Mendez, getting some ambassador shots on him. Now Monkey's doing a really good job here of zoning out this left door, making it so that the red team can't push out. But of course it's too little, too late. Only 1:24 left to push that card all the way to the end. And of course, you can bet a sentry is going down somewhere around that last point right now. Jin actually trying to go huge here, gets taken down. We've got Free, though, holding the interior here. And the interior is kind of important because, of course, it means you can spam down this way. He did knock out Boom headshot, so that was good, and he can still defend that cart. So yeah, MFU with the superior positioning, I think, this game, and they had some really good coordination that Tin Team just could not quite match on offense. Tin Team did have some very clutch defense, though, and drug the game out quite a ways. So I think if their offense could have been a bit better there, they definitely would have won this game. But right now, we're basically just watching until that 45-second clock ticks down to the end, and that's going to be it. We've got Wrath here with about a 75% Kritzkrieg, so we're going to try and see who he critzes just for fun to see if they can get some really big damage. He may want to take the Demo Man out. I think that's what he's going to do. Take that Demo Man into the enemy, or maybe not. Maybe he'll just crit the Pyro. Who knows? I don't. But it's only about 20 seconds left here. If I were him, I would start Kritzkrieging somebody right now. It just doesn't matter at this point. Get some fun. There they go. Managing to get a Kritzkrieg on both the Heavy and the Medic. So that was a lot of fun, I'm sure, for him. Looking like MFU really dominating this game. So, well played to both teams, a Tin Team and MFU guys. This has been Salamancer. The game went to MFU 2-0. Signing out, guys.